One of the biggest reasons why creating content for social media seems so difficult is because we feel as if we have to be creating new content all the time. But that's not the case. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the ways I've been able to never run out of content ideas so that I can work smarter, not harder, through the power of repurposing. Hi, my name is Maggie and welcome to Optimistic Maggie, where I help you to fall in love with social media, content creation, and entrepreneurship again. So today we're going to be talking about all things repurposing, which is something that I know many of you have been hearing about a lot lately. Repurpose, repurpose, repurpose. But it's like, what does that really mean? We're going to be talking about that some more in this video. So what does repurposing content mean? Well, in the sense of social media, I like to think that repurposing content means that you simply take a piece of content that already exists, you make minor changes to it, and then you reuse it somewhere else. And the reason I added that portion where I specifically stated that you want to make minor changes to it before using it somewhere else is because I mentioned in my previous video that even though social media platforms can be very similar, it's important that when you're going to be repurposing, that you make the adjustments to fit that platform, because something that works on one platform isn't necessarily going to work on the other. And a lot of us can see this, especially in the sense of TikTok. TikTok videos can work on almost every other platform. However, trying to use the same format of other content onto TikTok doesn't really translate the same. So before I talk about some of the ways that you can repurpose content, I'm going to be talking about some benefits of repurposing content. So the first and most obvious one is that it saves you time because you're simply using old content, making minor changes, and you're able to then make it into something new. Secondly, by repurposing content, you get to keep the brand's message and the content pillars consistent. The third thing, it's going to tie in with the first point of saving time, but by saving time, it allows you to show up more. When you're not stressed out about making new content, you're able to come on and, serve your community, serve your audience, serve your customers, because you have content all the time. And lastly, this part I think is one of the most important parts, is that it helps you to maximize your reach by being on other platforms. When you're not just having your content stuck on one platform, it allows you to be found by other people. So this YouTube video, for example, I can use it, cut up some clips of it, and I could use it on Instagram, thus having people know about this video so that they can watch the entire video, because, as we talked about long and short form content, you want to take a longer form content, cut it down into shorter form, and use it on platforms to then leverage it back to the source. So that's another advantage. Now we're going to be talking about the ways that you can repurpose content. So in my first video, I briefly talked about the different features that the platforms have on social media. So for Instagram, for example, you have your carousel posts, you have your single image posts, you have videos in the form of reels or just regular feed videos, and then you also have stories or lives. So say, for example, before a new feature came out, so Instagram Reels didn't come out until about 2019. Say, for instance, you made a carousel post that has very informative information, but because it was made right before Instagram Reels came out, you feel as if you could get more people to know about the information if you converted it into a reel. So what you could do is, if the carousel post probably had 4 points, you could do a video for each point and then make 4 different reels videos simply from one carousel post. Same thing applies to like blogs. A lot of you are probably blog writers, and so you could repurpose your blogs as a carousel post onto social media, thus driving traffic to your blog. Or if you are a Pinterest lover, Pinterest is actually such an underrated platform. It is a search engine of its own as well. If you're a blogger trying to get more clicks onto your website, you could convert a blog post into a Pinterest pin idea or even an Instagram post so that people could find your website easily. Does that make sense? A second way is using your Twitter posts and turning them into an Instagram post. These usually do very well. I can't remember how long ago they've come about, but I remember seeing them being used. And so someone could simply just screenshot, their tweets and simply make it into an Instagram carousel post. Sometimes it could be a single image as like a quote or something. the possibilities are literally endless. Like, it allows you to be more creative in how you use it. Some people have even converted one Twitter post as a Instagram reel. So, you know, you can play around with the features depending on the platform that you're using. Now let's talk about our long form content, such as YouTube videos. So you could have a YouTube video that is 10-minute long, and you know, you could easily trim those clips into 10 different clips for you to then leverage on social media, whether that's going to be on TikTok or maybe it would be on Instagram. It's going to really depend, because again, with those platforms and with those features, you're going to have to ensure that you have three main components in those videos. You need to have a hook that captures people's attention in the first 3 seconds. You're going to ensure that the body of the video has information that is relevant to the audience, and lastly, you want to ensure that you have a call to action. Now, of course, this is not something you can always do with a YouTube video, and so it is great for you to still use the clips, and then you could simply use text on screen to tell people what you want them to do next, whether it's for them to comment on the video, whether it's for them to share it, or whether it's for them to read more information in the descriptions or in the captions of that Instagram reel or that TikTok video. This is just me letting you know that you can literally take any piece of content, get creative with it, and just make it make sense for the platform you're trying to repurpose it on. I hope I'm making sense. In addition to that, you can use tools such as Subtitle, which is something that I use whenever I want to create a captivating, you know, title for my videos, and also add subtitles. This is a great way for you to be able to show, you know, your expertise on other platforms, not only Instagram or TikTok, but also like LinkedIn. People can know that this is a topic that you have knowledge in. And I've seen people who have actually gotten like speaking engagement, job opportunities, things like that, simply by leveraging their video content on other platforms. So don't sleep on it, okay? Webinars. How many of you have a webinar from maybe 2-3 years ago that would be considered evergreen content that you could simply repurpose to let people know about your services, how you can help people, also your success story of your business? How many of you have something like that? Okay, a few of you probably put your hands up. Well, if that's you, you could definitely find that old webinar video, and of course, again, taking relevant clips from it and making it into content for your social media. Content for social media doesn't always have to be you giving information about a topic. It could be people hearing your story. How did you get started? Why did you want to start this business or this organization? People love a good creation story. And so if you have old webinars, you know, you might want to go dust them off a little bit, get them edited a bit so that you can repurpose them on your social platforms. Infographics, very similar to like your carousel posts. If you have old infographics, you can always use these and turn them into video. The reason I keep on stressing videos is because the social platforms have definitely not made it a secret that they are prioritizing videos. So it makes sense that if you have the information, you have the content, it's simply to just recreate it into something else so that it's favorable on the platform that your content is on. And last but not least, user-generated content. I feel like this is something, especially for businesses, that a lot of you aren't leveraging enough. You have so many people who have used your products, they've probably tagged you, and you could literally be using this as testimonials or, you know, product reviews for your business and your products. Of course, I would recommend you reaching out to the person who made the video and tagged you just to ask them if you're able to use their content. If they have terms, you know, for some people, they might have certain terms for you to use their content. They have that right. But still, this is definitely something to consider. And it can help you take time off your hands. You don't have to be out here creating additional content. You can simply leverage the content of others who have used your products so people can see, hey, I have real people using my products and here are the results that they are getting. Now, in our next video, we're going to be talking about content pillars and how you can create a social media calendar for your business or organization. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.